Hello, everybody. My name is Tracy Hickman, and I'm the Dean of Learning and Student Success here at Murray State. Today, I would like to discuss with you an initiative about helping students that are international feel a sense of belonging on our campus and give you some strategies for inclusion and support. The first thing I want to discuss is why is it important to build this sense of belonging? So first and foremost, a strong sense of belonging helps to improve academic success, mental well-being, and retention rates for all students, not just international ones. The issue with international students is that they face some unique challenges, such as cultural adjustment, language barriers, and some social isolation from their peers. They just really don't know how to interact with people who aren't like them in this new environment. So this presentation is going to explore a way to foster a more welcoming and inclusive campus that hopefully will allow these international students to become one with our students that are already from here. So some of the challenges that international students face are cultural differences. So they just have to adjust to new cultural norms, classroom expectation, and traditions. For a lot of these students, the American education system is much, much different than that in their homeland. The second thing that they have to face that's really stands out is that they have a language barrier for most of them. So they don't really know how to communicate or participate in class or in social settings. And this deters them from really making friends or joining clubs or organizations on campus. One thing we don't really think about, but does affect our international students, is that they feel isolated or homesick. So they're far from their families, and they're not really familiar with their surroundings, and this causes a sense of like lostedness. They don't really feel good with being here. And then finally, they feel discriminated against and stereotyped. Face biases. They are excluded by our other students for things that are out of their control. And most of these are athletes and they have teammates, but the actual campus life doesn't really reflect that for them. The next thing is that what is our role in promoting belonging? So first, we need to create policies and programs that support our international students. We need to be at the forefront of developing these policies so that they feel welcomed and not just an addition to our current policy. Another big thing is that we should provide some mental health and academic support to them. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Um, Also, we need to encourage our faculty, especially our faculty, but also our staff, to foster inclusive classrooms and environments. How our staff speak to these students as frontline workers is very important to not only getting students here, but keeping them here. And then finally, we need to celebrate and recognize their cultures. We have many cultures on campus. We're representative of 32 different countries here at Murray State. And with that, we need to be able to relate to them, not just have them assimilate to what we feel. So student support, I have a few strategies here. So first, I want to start an orientation program where we offer extended orientation beyond Aggie Days, focusing just on cultural adaptation for our students that are from international waters. Pair international students with peer mentors. Let's get them involved with working with students that are from here and know the area and know the campus. Next, I'd like to get them involved in campus activities. So encourage participation in different student groups, clubs, and events. And let's walk their hand through it with those peer mentors and create an international student association just for them, so they have peer-to-peer support. And then finally, with our academic support services that fall under me, provide language assistant in our writing centers. We're not very good at multilingual tutoring at this point. Outside of Spanish, but this is a thing that I would really, really like to implement. And then offer some workshops on US culture and expectations. What do we do differently here than those students do in their native lands that we can emphasize and help them adjust to while also trying to understand them? So, social integration initiatives, cultural exchange programs encourage interaction between domestic and international students. Let's talk with our students here, not just our international students, but our students from Tishomingo especially, and let's help them build a relationship and build and bridge that gap. Let's have these students from here be part of our community. Let's host international food festivals and have discussion panels with our international students and network with other international students from throughout the state, throughout the country. And then conversation partners. Let's pair our international students with native English speakers and have them both having casual conversations in English and make an attempt in their native tongue. And then let's promote some culturally diverse roommate pairings. Let's get some roommates that may not be from the same background, and let's put them together and see if that helps. So what role does faculty and staff play in this? Faculty should create an inclusive classroom by acknowledging diverse perspectives. So they need to be able to recognize the students that are in their class and have a conversation with them and with the other students to be able to bridge that gap. They should allow extra time for language processing and use clear communications in their classes. Encourage group work that includes students with diverse backgrounds. Put them in groups, just like the roommate situation, where we can help these students explore not only themselves, but other students' backgrounds as well. And then be approachable. That's the biggest thing. Be approachable and offer office hours for student support. Next, I want to talk about mental health and wellness. This is a big deal to me. We have mental health crises throughout the world, but especially here in the United States. And so I would like for us to start promoting some services of multilingual support. All of our services right now are English-based only, maybe a little bit of Spanish if you get the right counselor. And we need to provide more stress relief activities such as mindfulness workshops. We do a pretty good job at this, but they're all focused for our native students and not our international students. We need to create a safe space for these international students to share their concerns and share their issues. Right now, we don't have anything in place that allows them to really voice their concerns or share their voice and what they're seeing and what they feel. And I think that's a really big thing that we are missing. And then finally, we need to offer guidance on cultural shock and homesickness and how can we help you as an international student get not over it. You're never going to get over it, but how can we help you cope with this feeling? And can we get you those resources you need to make you feel a little part of home as you're here with us in small Tishomingo, Oklahoma? So there are a few considerations that we need to have when working with the students. So first, we need to be patient with cultural differences. Students are going to adjust to different paces. We need to offer flexibility and understanding. We need to avoid assumptions, be open to learning about their culture, not just expecting them to learn ours. We should respect their privacy and their personal boundaries. So some cultures have different views on personal space and sensitive topics. We should be mindful of how questions or interactions may be perceived and promote open communication, which will encourage them to express their concerns without any fear of judgment and provide clear guidance on their available resources and support services. And then finally, let's embrace diversity, recognize and appreciate the unique perspectives of these international students, embrace them, foster an inclusive campus culture that values global perspectives as much as our local perspectives. We need to not only teach the international students what's expected of them, but our native students are also here to learn about different cultures. And it's our job as a college to help these students grow as well. And so in conclusion, what I would like for you to take away is that a welcoming environment benefits everyone, not just our international students or not just our native students or not just our faculty or our staff. Our campus community is better when we include everyone. So next steps, let's advocate for some inclusive policies and programs as our Dean's Group. Let's promote cultural awareness among both our students and our faculty and staff. As leaders, as middle management, it is our job to help these students and our employees understand each other. And then support and engage with these student organizations, especially international ones. Belonging is built through intentional actions. Small efforts will make a big difference. And if we can set the stage, I think others will follow. So are there any questions from the audience at this time? All right, if there aren't any questions, I'll wrap up. And thank you all for listening to me here today. Um, I love presenting to you. I hope we can make our campus a far more beneficial place for our international students and a more welcoming place where they feel like their voice is heard. Thank you.